It's a losing off season at Virginia Tech for the first time in forever. Losing the bowl game, finishing 6-7. So that's under 500, and that just doesn't happen at Virginia Tech. We got Paul Van Wagner on the line. You can catch him on the drive on ESPN Blacksburg. Paul, we've been trying to connect for quite a while, so it's a good thing that we got this accomplished tonight.
Yeah, and I'm glad to be on. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Virginia Tech football, it's kind of in that in-between phase. It's not a blue blood, but it's certainly achieved quite a bit here in the last 25 years under Frank Beamer in particular. As you talk to fans and you talk to alumni and have your finger on the pulse pretty well of the fan base. So what are the expectations? What do they expect from year to year? Where do they kind of place themselves amongst the college football greats?
Okay, so I'm going to give I'm going to give the truthful answer, but I don't know that's going to be a popular answer. I think the fan base believes that Virginia Tech football is maybe a little bit higher up in the pantheon of college football greatness than maybe it is. I think, Mark, you hit it right on the head. They're not exactly a blue blood, but they're definitely a better program than the majority of programs in the ACC. But I think that this fan base is, and right or wrong, they believe that they're better than they are, and they believe that this team should be year in and year out better than it actually is. And I mean that in the best possible way. But this is a team that struggled to get to 6-6, and you would have thought that when they lost to Pitt and they lost to Notre Dame and they lost those games towards the middle end of last season, that Blacksburg was burning down, that the entire town was on fire, and everybody was it was bedlam. And I think that, for the longest time, 6-6 was good enough. And now under Justin Fuente, I just feel like the fan base doesn't think that 6-6 is good enough anymore. They're looking for 10 and 11 wins every year. And I just don't know if that's realistic at this point.
But Paul, you always have the Virginia game. And while Bronco Mendenhall's got some good things going on in Charlottesville, I guess we can still count on the Hokies beating the Cavaliers the last game of the season.
After this last year, going into this year, I was one of the people that glass half full, they can still do this. You kind of get into the game and you begin to wonder, okay, are they really going to be able to do this? And then I don't know so much that Virginia Tech won that game as Virginia lost it. And when the wheels came off the bus for Virginia, we were all sitting in the press box and we were all kind of looking at each other going, Virginia Tech may never lose to Virginia. They had more talent. They were the better team this year. Virginia, I mean, more talent. They were the better team this year. The on-field product was a lot better, but yet, for whatever reason, the wheels come off the bus, Virginia falters, and Virginia Tech picks up an ugly but a victory, and I'm one of those people that right now, until I see otherwise, I agree with the sentiment that I don't know that Virginia can beat Virginia Tech.
Well, the Cavaliers are going to get their shot once again, this time at home in 2019 to conclude the season in the annual showdown.